Hi there. In this video, I'm going to be sharing how we can trigger the state of appreciation from the body up. We usually think of appreciation as something that we think about, the things that we appreciate, make lists. We usually trigger appreciation from the mental level on down to the emotional and physical level. But it's really powerful as well to know how we do appreciation in our body. What are the cues, internal postures, internal ways that we hold ourselves that are the felt sense of appreciation for us? Because when we have that map, what I like to call the appreciation embodied map, we can walk ourselves into that state, even if our mind is going, I don't want to, I don't care, I'm not there. We have the map of how we do appreciation in our bodies, and we can actually walk ourselves step by step to that beautiful embodied state of appreciation. But before we actually get into that, if you're new here, hi there. My name is Isabel. I'm with HealthandNaturalLife.com, and I work with energy, consciousness, all things related. So my passion, what I love, is to figure out how we work on the physical level, on the emotional level, on the mental level, on the energetic, spiritual level, and then figure out how to work with all of those levels so that we can be who we came here to be, and we can live and thoroughly enjoy what we came here to live and enjoy. So that's my passion, that's my jam, that's what I love to do for work and share here as well on this channel. And if we have met before, thank you for being here. Thank you for continuing to be here, because I haven't been sharing things in a while now. It's been almost 3 years at this point, because there's a lot that has been going on in terms of new trainings that I've been taking, certifications, health challenges as well that I've had to figure out and tend to myself, take care of myself first, of course. But now I'm feeling the aliveness of spring again, and I'm feeling the desire to come here again and to share, to have a conversation, to chat with you, share the things that I'm so passionate and inspired to share. So that's what I'll be doing, coming further on this month probably already. But for now, I actually wanted to share what I mentioned before, a video actually recorded for the Empowered Love group, where I was sharing the embodiment cues of appreciation. So this is a video that's shared from that program, from that group, the Empowered Love group, shared with love, and I hope that you enjoy, that you find it useful. Because again, when we know how to embody the state of appreciation, loving appreciation, and we know how to do it from the mind down and from the body up, we've got it a lot easier, so that we can actually live and put ourselves into that state, or walk ourselves into that state much more often, and we know all the benefits that come from there. So without further ado, I'm going to let you enjoy the video. Do let me know if you have any feedback, questions, and enjoy. So to start, I just wanted to review again why actually it's important for us to, important or powerful might actually be a better word. Why is it so powerful for us to practice appreciation from the body outward instead of from the mind into the body? We all know about the power of appreciation rampages of appreciation, like Abraham Hicks likes to call them. Thinking about things that we appreciate, making mental lists. Those are really powerful to change our states, but those take a lot of energy, I'll be honest, and speaking for myself, obviously. If I'm not in the mood already of appreciation, it feels like a chore. And okay, let me look for things to appreciate. And it sounds ridiculous, because we love appreciation, we love how we feel. But from a state where we are not feeling appreciation, getting to the practices that start with the mind, that then cascade into the body, can take a lot more of energy. And when we have inertia in that process, because we're not really in the vicinity of it, of the feeling of appreciation, it's a lot more likely that we won't do it. It will feel like a chore, we won't want to do it, and then we'll beat ourselves up because, why I'm not doing it? So it really doesn't do us any good. When we actually start from the body, so appreciation has embodiment, meaning it has certain ways that we do appreciation in our body. Smiling in the lips, smiling in the eyes, particularly, and we'll get to that in the key points. A relaxed, open posture, shoulders perhaps down, breathing deeper. So there is an embodiment of appreciation. And when we know what those cues are, what are those postures, those ways of breathing, those ways that we have our eyes, that we feel our chest, when we have that, it's almost like a little map that we can start going, okay, let's put this in place and this in place and this in place. It's the same thing as changing your posture to change your mood. It actually is what's happening. So when you get yourself into this type of a posture and stay here for a while, you'll start to notice that you start to feel either afraid or, depending on the rounding of the shoulders and the level of up or down of the shoulders, again, you'll either feel fear or you'll start to feel submissive and then depressed and all that, versus when you actually round shoulders down, back, open chest, breathe to the belly, you start to feel confident or calm, relaxed. Of course, this isn't an instant type of thing, although it can be if it's practiced, but a couple of minutes at most usually in this type of a posture, maintaining awareness of breath, maintaining awareness of the posture of the shoulders, of the neck, of the chin, jaws, eyes. All of this can change our state very, very quickly, rather than us running mental loops of things trying to change a physiological state. Because what we are trying to create, or at least that's my my goal here with this practice and with sharing this, it's one of the potential outcomes. It's to create a new default. So I've noticed that for myself, even though I consider myself a pretty happy person, my default physiology and physiognomy, so my face posture, so to speak, are more likely than not, the default is set to pre-complaining. Let's call it that. And it is something that it's not my natural state of being, but it is something that has been conditioned from my culture, from the people that, well, I've interacted with. Most people are kind of in a defensive state when they're walking about, when they're interacting. So it's something that has been conditioned and that I've learned, so it became my default. Not because it's my nature, but because it is something that I learned and practiced. So this reconditioning that happens, if we want to actually make our default more of a state of appreciation, is something that is much more effective if we start where we already have the conditioning and we want to change it, which is in the body. So our subconscious mind, unconscious mind, it all is reflected and accessed through the body. So when we start there, it makes for a much more powerful, effective, and fast way to change our default conditioning to whatever it is that we want. Can be appreciation, can be joy, can be lovingness, can be caring, can be confidence, can be whatever it is that we want. When we start with embodiment, the cues, we start noticing, okay, so it's this and this and this that I do when I'm feeling this state that I want to make more habitual or more accessible or my default. We practice those whenever we want, and it starts to become a lot easier to access. And with more practice, of course, it starts overriding our conditioning and becoming our new chosen default. And that's what's powerful about it. It's that we know that we are doing this ourselves. We are reconditioning ourselves to have a new default way of being, of feeling throughout our day, even when we don't feel like it. And I'll tell you that last week I've been practicing the cues that I'll be sharing today all throughout the week. Every day I have alarms on my phone that go tick, tick randomly, and it's a cue like, oh, okay, let's practice this, because it doesn't take away from anything else that I'm doing. I can practice just in 30 seconds. I can start the practice and then go about whatever it is that I was doing before and continue with the internal developing state of appreciation. I lost my train of thought there. Oh, yes. We are doing this deliberately. So even when we don't want to do it, when we start deliberately, I choose to feel appreciation, and we bring the embodiment cues up, we start to notice that, okay, I was feeling annoyed, I was feeling irritated, I was feeling impatient, I was feeling whatever it was, and I chose to bring up lovingness, appreciation, and allow those feelings still to move through, but it's almost as if they're moving through in a nurturing, loving, appreciative environment. So they move through and integrate much more easily, and we become much clearer, and again in that state of appreciation or whatever it is that we choose to practice. So cues, let's go for it. First and foremost, the easiest ones are the ones that we've been sharing these past 2 weeks. It's the inner smile, meaning you bring a smile to your lips and bring a smile to your eyes. And key here, if you want to just practice one thing and one thing alone from anything that I'll share here, it's if you can make your eyes smile, if you can bring a smile to your eyes, you got it, because the rest of the embodiment will start to cascade. So to bring a smile to your lips, these are the easiest cues. Smile to your lips, even if you're not feeling like it. This we can always do. But then from there, bringing a smile to our eyes. And at first it might be easier to start practicing this with eyes closed. So how I do this, it's okay, bring a smile to my lips. And in my mind, I say this to myself. Lips are smiling, eyes are smiling. And then I wait for about 15 to 30 seconds. Usually it's as long as it takes for me to be inside, almost as if I'm watching my eyes smile and they start to smile. So I'll just demonstrate here and let's see how this goes. So lips are smiling, eyes are smiling. And I'm internally watching my eyes in a smile. Yeah. And it immediately starts bringing everything else up. So it starts relaxing the shoulders, shoulders are down, breath starts going deeper into the belly. Starts feeling like it's almost like a wave that starts cascading down and expanding out. So these are also cues that we can notice. So smile to your lips, smile in your eyes, breathing deeper, because if you're feeling anxious, contracting the breath or contracting the belly may make it harder to have smiling eyes. But if you can make your eyes smile, the breath will deepen. And if you start breathing deeper into the belly, it will be easier as well for you to get that beautiful smile in your eyes. So these are probably the simplest and honestly most effective cues that I've noticed. Other pointers can be, for example, there's appreciation can be grouped into different families of feelings. Feelings that are loving, kindness, caring, joy, elation. So we have the more yin versions of appreciation, which are the more caring, loving, kind type of appreciation. And we have the more yang type of appreciation, the joyful, the elation, like receiving a gift that's wow, this, see, oh, this is a cue as well. It's, although there's a little bit of anxiety because there's the tension, but the chest. Well, let's go for these two different cues of appreciation, these different formats. So yin appreciation, same thing. To practice it would be bring a smile to the lips, smile to the eyes, and it's more of a dropping down of this upper part of the chest, almost like receiving. And there is a sound that really encapsulates and helps us get into this state, which really is the kind of. And this is the sound of the heart in Taoist practices. So it's something that we make naturally, like, when you see something, I love. And even if you just say that with a smile on your face, smile in your eyes, you immediately get into that state. And chest, this upper part tends to be softer, fold a little bit down, shoulders down, tilting a little bit of the head, the type of joyful, loving, caring appreciation. So these are as well embodiment cues that you can practice. The smile in the lips, smile in the eyes, the cue of the chest is a little bit further down, neck is a little bit tilted, and the or you can just start with the smiling lips, smiling eyes, breathing to the belly. Yeah, let yourself give a few of these internally in your mind or out loud if you want, and then see the rest of the body go into that more yin, beautiful, loving appreciation. Yin versions of appreciation. So lovely, especially if we have something internally that's coming up that feels like a challenging emotion, or even if it's anxiety from stress, we can get into these loving yin states of appreciation and direct it towards what's coming up. So we create that loving environment for our own internal experience to be able to flow and integrate. And then we have the yang versions of appreciation, which is that love, joyful elation of something. So these, same thing, smiling the lips, smiling the eyes, but the eyes, instead of being more closed, it's almost like there's more of an open expression. So it's more of an, I love this type of smile, more open eyes. So not like you're doing this, but you'll notice naturally that with a posture, smile in the lips, smile in the eyes, breathing deeper. If you lift your chest a little bit higher, and you can even do what I'm doing, like you're bringing up, it's like your thymus is, or your heart is pointing towards the heavens. There's this, and you start breathing a little bit higher actually than the deep belly breath. So a little bit higher, but still a deep breath. And instead of a more like or like you're receiving something. So a more breath type of sound. If you stay in this embodiment as well, chest a little bit higher up, you'll start to feel joyfulness, type of excitement, elation. And if you stay here for a while, you can go all the way to an ecstatic experience as well. So these are cues for a more outward expression, a more yang expression of the family of appreciation. And this is natural when we're celebrating something, when we're in games or parties with someone, or just concert, whatever, something that we love, that is exciting to us. This is something that naturally we do when we know these little cues. So our eyes are more open, more wide, our breath goes more deeper. There's that sound that we can make as well, or I love it, like yes, I'm receiving something. So it's a more open posture for that yang appreciation, and a more neck tilted, more internal, concave chest, breathing deep, smiling eyes, smiling lips, to a more yin, beautiful state of loving kindness type of appreciation. So these are embodiment cues that you can practice, you can choose. You can do all of them to play with, even contrast between one state and the other, because that's an amazing workout for our nervous system and for our own rational conscious understanding of, okay, I can actually get myself from this state to this state, and when I'm not even feeling it, I can get myself to this state or to that state. It's an amazing way for us to realize and to practice and to know, a deep felt embodied knowing that we can create our experience. And when we start embodying these states, of course, our energy starts becoming more and more aligned with these frequencies, and everything in our life starts reverberating and reflecting, mirroring back to us more and more of the things that are a match to these lovely, high, loving, expansive frequencies that we so much appreciate. So that's what I wanted to share today. Quite a few pointers here. If you just want to practice one thing from all of this, I'm going to suggest smile in the eyes. That is the most powerful, game-changing thing that you can practice in order to embody more these states of appreciation, because we can put a smile in our lips and still not really feel like we're smiling, but the eyes don't lie, the windows to the soul. So when you can get your eyes into a smile, and again, it's something that we can train and becomes more and more accessible and easy to get to. When our eyes smile, the entire body, the entire mind, the entire energy field follows that smile. So that's what I want to share. Hope you play with this, that you practice, that you notice the differences that it can make in your states that you yourself deliberately are creating. And let me know if you have any questions. Thank you for listening, for joining me here, and I'll see you in the group.